And good evening, everybody, and welcome to Pocono Raceway at night as we're getting set for race number 9 of the debuting season of the NR2003 Diva Cup Series. As we're going to cap off our race weekend from the tricky triangle of Pocono Raceway. We'll be a fourth of the way through the Diva Cup Series season. Here in Season 1, Maria Steiner starts on the pole position for this evening's race. Steiner comes in this race 19th in the point standings, alongside of Mia Watts, who's 20th in the points coming into this race. Lindsay Sutton, who's been having a very struggling season, she in row number 2, 40th in the standings, and Gwen Tennyson, who moved her way into the top 10 of the points in 5th in the standings. So one driver really needs to get her season turned around. She's starting towards the front. A couple of gals need to get their act together if they want to stay inside the top 20 in points. And another gal wanted to make sure she stays into the top 5 in the point standings. That is 4 different agendas for a couple of drivers on their minds as the cars are rolling up behind the pace car. Let's go over the points presented by Golden Corral. Ellen Benson, still the points leader, but her points lead got shrunk to 4 points over Becky Walters after the race last week at the Arizona Speedway. Courtney Lynn, who was a winner last week at Arizona, she is now 70 points back of the points lead. I'm not going to say that dreadful number, or Sean will kill me about that, but that's besides the point. Prudence Martindale fell down to 4th in the standings. Gwen Tennyson, as I mentioned, is up to 5th in the standings. Amber Whitecastle is 665 back, 179 back is Elena Rohr, who's 7th. Ginger Foutley, 193 points back in 8th. Brooklyn Carter up to 9th in the standings, and Jill Thomas continues her free fall as she fell all the way down to the 10th position. "32 laps of racing around Pocono, the Party in the Poconos 400, presented by Walmart. And if you remember this track from the DRL Red Bull GT Series, this is the track that was debuted that I told everybody it was going to have producing some good racing, and we had good racing, only had a couple of yellows. I can bet you tonight's race is going to be a fun one we're going to be enjoying here this evening. Here we go, off of turn number 3, down to the restart zone, and the 9th race of the Diva Cup Series of the debut season is underway. Already 3 wide right out of the gate. That didn't take long. Let's see how these Cup cars, the original Cup mod, does on a track like this with 42 of them on the track. Looks like Lindsay Sutton is eager to get that first lap led because that's 5 critical bonus points in the championship. Remember, Lindsay Sutton way down the points table, as I said, which is 40th in the standings. Had a little checkup there on that inside line. Drag race to see who will lead that first lap. No doubt going to give it to the Kikkoman Soy Sauce Ford. Oh, it was close. And yep, Lindsay Sutton led that lap. That's critical for Lindsay Sutton as Brooklyn Carter's going to take the race lead. Oh, they're 4 wide, and around they go. Oh, big wreck. 45's in the wall, and the big one strikes at Pocono. Caution's out for the first time today. No doubt they're going to race back to the line. First car I saw got turned in the wall was Mia Watts, and we got a lot of gals involved in this wreck as we're coming back to the yellow flag for the first time this evening. Took us only to lap number 2. 4 wide was not going to work. You knew something had to give. And it took out a lot of gals in the process. And we're going to have some drivers out of the race after this one, as Brooklyn Carter will lead the second lap. Who were involved? Molly Thomas involved. Kayla Brown, who's having a struggling season. Courtney Lynn, one of the drivers in the top 10 of the points, 3rd to be exact. Annie Winters. Mia Watts was in it. Ginger Foutley. Ashley Reynolds, I believe she was collected in this. Let's see. I don't think she got collected in it. Chrissy House got a piece of it. Jillian Black's got some left side damage on her machine. Monica Towns was involved. A lot of rear end damage on her 19 car. That could have ended up so much worse than what it turned out to be. But you knew 4 wide was not going to work, and something had to give. And unfortunately, a lot of drivers got collected in this one. Cautions out for the first time today here at Pocono Raceway. Let's jump back and look at a replay to see what just happened in turn number 1. Well, you kind of figured 4 wide was not going to work. And let's go to helicopter view so we can unravel this one. Jillian Black went 4 wide with Jill Thomas, Hannah Blue Jay, and Brenda Evelyn. Looks like Evelyn got tight, pushed up into Jill Thomas. Hannah Blue Jay got shoved into the wall. Scarlett Wallace ran the back of Jillian Black. That's where Chrissy House got involved. Same with Monica Towns. Lisa Simpson did a good job missing it. Courtney Lynn's going to get the M&M's Ford of Annie Winters. Nowhere for her to go. Kayla Brown got Ginger Foutley in the 22 car. Foutley came as race 8th in points. That's another gal who was running well in points. Petra Ramirez got a piece of it in this incident. And then Molly Thomas, not done, running into cars, just ran into the back of the Virginia Tech Hokie Chevrolet of Kayla Brown, who's having a miserable season. But man, oh man, a lot of cars involved. And there's Molly Thomas. Looks like her night's going to come to an end. Possibly the same for Courtney Lynn. That's a shame. You come from the highs of winning your second race of the season to the lows of finishing out of the race, only completing 1 lap. That's a tough break for Courtney Lynn. But that's what brought out the first caution of the race here tonight at Pocono. Let's jump to the restart here at the Tricky Triangle. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing on lap number 7 of 32. Should give us a total of 26 laps of racing to go here at Pocono. Brooklyn Carter is the leader. Maria Steiner is second. Lindsay Sutton third. Brenda Eveling fourth. Her teammate Gwen Tennyson fifth. Jill Thomas sixth. Jesse Art is seventh. Sydney Vortex 8. Carlos Knott ninth. And Scarlett Wallace completes the top 10. Lisa Simpson is 11th. Amber White Castle 12th. Annie Crenshaw 13th. Lauren Ekstrom 14th with Alicia Marquez in 15th. Prudence Martindale 16th. Brittany White 17th. June Bailey 18th. Becky Walters, second in points, is 19th. And 20th is Chloe Carmichael, our winner from Richmond. Green flag ready to go back in the air. Drivers out after that incident. Only surprised it only took out 4 drivers in the process. They were Ginger Foutley, Mia Watts, Courtney Lynn, and Molly Thomas. Courtney Lynn came as race 3rd in the points. She's going to take a hit. Ginger Foutley came as race 8th in the points. She's going to take a hit in the standings. Mia Watts, as I mentioned, was 20th in the point standings, going to take a hit. And Molly Thomas came in this race 15 points. So 4 drivers that came in this race running very well in the points as we're back to green did not need something like this to happen. And unfortunately, they're going to end up shaking up the points heading into next week's race at Michigan. As we are back to green here at Pocono. Let's see if these drivers can settle down and try to get into a green flag run and not end up having like a wreck fest, because that's the last thing we don't want to have this race become, is a wreck fest, if you know what I mean. Lindsay Sutton going to retake the race lead. And see, they look at how wide this front straightaway is for these cars on this track for this mod. It's really nice and wide, so You guys look at your chores yet today?
No, yeah. I mean, what my chore was what's today, Friday?
When Tennyson there, there's Carlos Anat in the 32 machine. Carlos Anat 35th in the standings. Jesse Art's going to take the race lead. Jesse came as race 18th in the point standings. As Snot's going to take the race lead. Let's hope these drivers learn 4 wide was not a good idea and learn to try to give some patience for one another. Already past the 1/4 mark of today's race. Sydney Vortex going to take the race lead. She's been free falling through the points table the last couple of weeks. She was inside the top 10 of the points, fell all the way to 14th in the standings. Oh no, they're going to go 4 wide again. This is not going to end well. There goes Lindsay Sutton. There goes Lisa Simpson. Around they go. And this has got to be the big one. Oh yeah, we got a lot of cars involved in turn number 1. Oh man, I knew this was going to happen. Oh, this is the problem with stragglers. Second caution of the race. Bouvier is in it. Crenshaw was in it. Annie Crenshaw. I think Ellen Benson got through. That's the points leader coming into this race. Becky Walters got through. That's second in points. So, and it all happened behind Jessie Artis. She will lead us back to our second caution of the evening. See who else got collected. Alicia Marquez, Melissa Cooper, Sydney Vortex. I talked about the miserable season she's having, or the free fall she's been having in the last couple of weeks. 14th in the standings. Looks like she's going to a lot of damage to Mungo. Bouvier's race is done. Crystal Fontaine is probably going to be done for the night. Second caution of tonight's race is out. Let's jump back and look at a replay. Well, this is the part I hate to see as you're going to see the replay. It looks like contact between the 32 and the 66 started this mess. And again, it happened all behind Jessie Art. So Jessie had a front row seat of that one. And it also got Sydney Vortex. And unfortunately, she's going to clip Lisa Simpson, who got blindsided in this. I mean, pick out your favorite diva gal and see if she gets through this wreck. Lena Aurora hit Annie Crenshaw. Sent the Miller Lite Dodge into the wall. Lauren Ekstrom got a piece of it. That's 2 weeks in a row for Ekstrom. Didn't even take the green last week at Arizona. This happened. And this is the problem we have is when you have drivers that were damaged from the first incident, they are off the pace. All these gals are trying to leave the scene of the accident. This is why Petra Ramirez nearly clipped Melissa Cooper. This is why we need to have the, quote, freezing the field so we don't have drivers come piling in at a high rate of speed. All these gals. Oh, looks like did the 12 run in the back of the 90? Yeah, 12 ran in the back of the 90 for some reason. Right there. Not sure what was going on between Ekstrom and Marquez. That's what I like to know. And Ekstrom gives the one finger salute to Alicia Marquez. Not sure what that was all about or what was going on between those two that started it. There's Lisa Simpson, and June Bailey was also collected. She was running well, but Jessie Art got through all the carnage. And she'll still be the race leader when we head back to green right now after our second caution of the evening. Getting ready to go back to green flag on lap number 15 of 32 as we'll be nearing the midway point of this evening's race, the Walmart Party in the Poconos 400. Jessie Art, the leader. Maria Steiner, second. Chloe Carmichael, third. Brittany White, fourth. Becky Walters is fifth. Gwen Tennyson 6th, Prudence Martindale 7th, Brenda Eveling 8th, 9th is Mackenzie Thompson, and Matilda Cobb completes the top 10. Brooklyn Carter 11th, Scarlett Wallace 12th, Ellen Benson 13th, Maddie Crenshaw 14th, with Lauren Grubius in 15th, Jill Thomas 16th, Peach Ramirez 17th, 18th is Ashley Reynolds, Monica Towns is 19th, and 20th is Chrissy House. Lauren Ekstrom 21st. She's going to be called to the Diva Cup hauler for why she ran the back of Alicia Marquez. Annie Winters 22nd, Jillian Black 23rd, Kayla Brown 24th, 25th, Crystal Fontaine, Lena Aurora 26th, Annie Crenshaw 27th, Hannah Bluejay 28th, with Mary Morse 29th, and Lindsay Sutton at 30th. 31st, Carla Sinat, 32nd, Amber Whitecastle. Drivers out from that incident. Got more drivers out of the race. Sydney Vortex, Alicia Marquez, June Bailey, Lisa Simpson, and Melissa Cooper, and Josephine Bouvier out of the race. And they join Ginger Fatley, Mia Watts, Courtney Lynn, and Molly Thomas, who have all gone behind the wall from our first caution of this race. So we're back to green here on lap number 15. And yep, I have been told Lauren Ekstrom has been asked to see the officials after the race. Really don't know what was going on between the 12 and the 90 for some reason, but apparently Lauren Ekstrom was frustrated with the 90 car for some reason, and unfortunately, tempers flaring after that, and I can tell you the officials are not going to be too happy with Lauren Ekstrom for running in the back of the 90 of Alicia Marquez, which I don't know what really prompted those two to get together. There's Becky Walters, who came in race second in points. The gal she's trying to run down for the points lead right there, the 97 of Ellen Benson. So the top two in the championship, as well as fourth in the points, Prudence Martindale, have all gotten through the first two cautions. Jesse Art had a chance to win Richmond a couple of weeks ago, but got rudely booted out of the way by Jill Thomas, who is in this lead pack right there. You can see the Home Depot Monte Carlo. Just past the halfway point of this race. We're on lap number 17 of 32 here tonight from Pocono. Next week, as I mentioned in the Diva Truck Series race at South Boston last night, we are going to the Michigan International Raceway. All three series will be in action. Diva Trucks, Diva Bush, and Diva Cup coming our way from the Irish Hills of Michigan. Maria Steiner currently getting ready to take the race lead here. I apologize for my roommates interrupting me while I'm trying to have some peace and quiet. Steiner is 19th in the point standings, still looking for her first top five of the season. As you better not go four wide, ladies. We've had this problem twice, and unfortunately, not so fortunate. That's Brittany White in the 11 car. Brittany White has been also free falling through the points table in the last couple of weeks. Brittany White is now 11th in points, ironically in car 11. The only car in this lead pack that's trying to keep up is actually, it looks like the 23 of Scarlett Wallace is going to lose the draft. So we only have about 15 drivers. Ooh, Maria Steiner, careful there. You nearly caused another 10-car pileup. Nearly chopped off the nose of the Hooters Ford Taurus, sorry. That was close. And may I add, that was also at the front of the field. Let's not go 2 for 2 and causing a wreck in front of the entire field, for goodness sakes. Right now, the 23 is going to be all by her lonesome since she's already losing touch. Oh, no, 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 no. They're 4 wide again, and around they go. Brooklyn Carter's around. Oh, this is going to be, oh, Scarlett Wallace got a piece of it. Oh, man. Oh, look out, look out, look out. Look out. Careful of the 25 gals. Brooklyn was running 7th at the time. That really should have not happened. Scarlett Wallace heavily damaged on that Stacker 2 dodge for Bill Davis Racing as we're racing back to the caution again. And who led it back this time? It was Chloe Carmichael, our winner from Richmond. And once again, the title protagonist got through the wreck. Good grief. Whoa, what's going on? There's some cars scraping the wall under the yellow. Okay, settle out, you two. Now, please do not cause a damn stack up under the yellow, for goodness sake. That would be a one-way ticket to the big... Oh, no. And as soon as I open my mouth and say that, now we have a stack up. Lindsay Sun's got more damage, so does Annie Winters. Why do I tell them to not back into each other? For goodness sake. Jillian Black has now got more damage on her Net Zero Chevrolet. Caution's out for the third time today. Let's take a look at the replay to see what happened that caused that third yellow. Well, I can tell you there's going to be a lot of people that's really not going to be happy with Matilda Cobb because she forced it 4 wide on Lauren Grubius, Ellen Benson, the points leader. Or it looked like Grubius was trying to give room to Matilda Cobb, just came up, got the 97. So the points leader was involved, but spun out and didn't hit anything. Grubius got a piece of it. And 23 decides, oh, I'm not going to slow down and just run the side of the UAW Delphi Chevrolet of Brooklyn Carter. Brenda Evelyn's got some left side damage on her DuPont Chevrolet, but that's what brought out the caution for the third time tonight. Again, aggressive move is what caused the incident, but thank goodness for Ellen Benson that her damage is not going to be too significant, but I can tell you Scarlett Wallace's night is going to come to an end. So that's our third caution of the evening. Let's jump to the restart here at Pocono. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing as we're inside of 10 laps of racing to go. We're going to be on lap number 25 of 32. Should give us 8 laps of racing to go. Chloe Carmichael's the leader. Maria Steiner second. Maddie Crenshaw third. Brittany White fourth. Becky Walters fifth. Matilda Cobb sixth. Not a lot of people are going to be happy with her. Jessie Art is seventh. Mackenzie Thompson eighth. Prudence Martindale ninth. And Jill Thomas will complete the top 10. More cars out of the race after that incident, most notably for that stack up. Lindsay Sutton, Annie Winters. Those two, Lindsay Sutton, who already had a warning. She's now been asked to see the officials after the race for not using the brake pedal well enough. Annie Winters also going to be asked to see the stewards after the race for, well, causing that little stack-up effect. And, of course, Scarlett Wallace, the only gal out of the race due to that incident. And then 2 drivers who left their brains at home decided to cause that damn stack-up under the yellow instead of using some common sense. So... And of course, for Lindsay Sutton, she's already had enough trouble with the officials, and unfortunately, it could cost her big time. As we're back to green flag racing here at Pocono, and I know what some of you are thinking is that why are we having all of these four wide four-wide situations and causing all these big wrecks. I think it's because the way these cars are so aggressive, like the AI on this track is aggressive, and we're seeing a lot of aggressive driving, and hopefully we don't see that next week at Michigan as Steiner gets shoved into the wall, courtesy of Brittany White and Maddie Crenshaw, and around they go. The 30's around, and there's another pileup. Chrissy House is in it. Ekstrom's involved. Caution's out for the fourth time tonight. Oh, boy. Brittany White leads us back to the yellow, but our fourth caution of the evening is out. Let's jump back and look at a replay to see what in the world just happened. Well, I can tell you this is going to be a not-so-friendly meeting after the race. Pay attention to the 11. She's going to get tight, go up into Maddie Crenshaw, and that's what sent Crenshaw up into Steiner, Maria Steiner. I'm going to send Maria Steiner into the wall, and it looks to me like she got stuck in the wall. Yep, got stuck in the wall. Wow, I've never seen that before, a car losing control, spinning itself out after getting stuck in the wall. That's something I've never seen on this track before, and Lauren Ekstrom nowhere to go. Brenda Evelyn got a piece of it. Chrissy House got a piece of it as well. Chrissy House has taken her car back behind the wall, and she's out of the race. And Maria Steiner was second at the time of the incident. And there's Lauren Ekstrom. Looks like Ekstrom's night is done. To make matters worse for Lauren Ekstrom, she still has that meeting with race control after the race. And unfortunately, this happened after the restart. So the caution's out for the fourth time tonight. Brittany White is our race leader. Let's jump back to the restart and see if we're going to finish this race under green, and hopefully we can finish it under green. Well, green flag is going to come out with about 3 laps of racing to go, so the next caution that comes out will end this race under the yellow flag. As Brittany White is the race leader, Chloe Carmichael second, Maddie Crenshaw third, Matilda Cobb fourth, Mackenzie Thompson fifth, Becky Walters sixth, Prudence Martindale 7th, Jesse R.A. Jill Thomas 9th, and 10th is Gwen Tennyson. Fortunately, drivers who will not see the checker flag after this, after being involved in the incident, that would be Chrissy House, Lauren Ekstrom, and Maria Steiner. As we have 26 cars left in the race and on the lead lap. As we're going to have a 3-lap dash to the end. Back to green here at Pocono. Let's hope we finish this race under the green flag and not under the yellow flag. As turn number 1, as Maddie Crenshaw is going to take the race lead. Here comes Mackenzie Thompson. Where did that 77 car come from? And she's put herself in a good position to win this race. Becky Walters, second in points, has not been to victory lane, believe it or not. Next time by 2 laps to go. If we take the white flag and the caution comes out, doesn't matter. We'll race back to the checkers regardless. We better not have a caution that's going to end this race under the yellow flag. Chloe Carmichael still the race leader. Next time by, we'll see the white flag. We'll race back to the checkers regardless what happens. Maddie Crenshaw to the race lead. None of Zachary Taylor's drivers have been to victory lane. White flag in the air. 1 more lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. Next flag will be the checker flag. It doesn't matter if we have a crash, we will race back regardless. Here comes Becky Walters, second in points. She has a chance for the win. Same with the 15. Here comes Martindale. Maddie Crenshaw throws the block. One more chance for anybody to catch the Motorcraft U.S. Air Force Ford out of the Wood Brothers. I don't think so. I don't think they're going to get it. Maddie Crenshaw's going to win the Walmart Party in the Poconos 400 at Pocono Raceway tonight. And yeehaw for Zachary Taylor, as one of his 3 female drivers he has in this field will go to victory lane here at Pocono. And that will lock Maddie Crenshaw into her first All-Star race appearance. Holy Toledo, Ohio. Was that an entertaining race or what? Chloe Carmichael, so close to her second win of the year, but nevertheless, a second place will do it for Chloe Carmichael. And she came in this race 22nd in the points. That will definitely help her out. Matilda Cobb, not a lot of people will be happy with her, but she'll get a third place result. That will put her inside the top 10 of the points. Becky Walters gets fourth. I think she might have just taken the points lead from Ellen Benson, who finished 11th. We're going to have to wait and see. It was only 4 points. Oh, yeah,